Hello there. I have a very awesome video for you guys today. When I first decided I wanted to put my art on t-shirts, I had a really hard time picking what service and what type of print to use. First of all, I didn't know what all the terminology meant. I didn't know the difference between screen printing, DTG, sublimation, and on top of that, I didn't know if print-on-demand services offered any of these. There were no real videos on YouTube showing the differences between these types of printing processes, and I didn't have the money to go and find out and get samples of each different type of t-shirt. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the differences between screen printing and direct-to-garment printing, which is commonly used by print-on-demand services. Before we get started, make sure to like this video, jingle all my bells and buttons for new videos every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And if you're new here, my name is Janet. I'm an ex-Disney artist turned independent creator. I quit my job last year to go full-time into my online art business. Without further ado, let's get started. First, I want to show you the difference between a screen printed shirt and a DTG printed shirt. It's the same image printed on the exact same type and color of shirt, and I will show you the differences between the two print qualities. This is a screen printed shirt. If you look closely at it, you can see the colors are really vibrant. It's a very sturdy print. If I went in and scratched really hard on the print, nothing happens because of the way it was printed and cured, basically. And this kind of print lasts a really long time. You can wash it for probably over 100 washes before you start seeing fading. You will also notice the overall print size is pretty big. In general, screen prints tend to be larger than a lot of D2G prints, probably because the screen size is typically a lot bigger than printers. If you didn't already know, screen printing is a physical process where you pull the ink through a screen. The ink goes through the screen onto the shirt, and then you have to cure it, which is why it lasts for so long. Direct-to-garment printing, aka D2G, is a process where you put a shirt through a printer, much like one you have at home, except it's particularly for printing shirts. They don't make these printers all that big, so the print size tends to be smaller on a t-shirt. And the ink that lays on top of a shirt isn't really cured in any sort of way. It doesn't seep in, it doesn't take any time really to dry, so it's a little bit more fragile. Therefore, it doesn't last as long. This is a D2G printed shirt. It is the exact same image, except printed smaller. If you look closely, the colors are a little bit off and a little bit more dull, partly because it's basically printer ink sitting on top of the t-shirt and blending with the color of the t-shirt. Since this is a light colored t-shirt, it's not that big of a difference. Honestly, it's passable. The sharpness and the quality of the image is going to differ between print companies, depending on how well they are at printing D2G. Print on this particular shirt is actually pretty good, so if I went in and scratched it, it's not really going to peel off of the shirt, which can happen. In my opinion, the quality is a little bit less than the screen printed shirt, but it really holds up, especially if you are getting it printed with a pretty good company. This is an example of a DTG printed shirt that has been aged a little bit. It's been put in the wash. And I always recommend when you put DTG shirts in the wash, always flip them inside out to preserve the print on the shirt, because this is what could happen. This print is not quite as good as the other one from a different company, and if you can see, if I did go in and scratch bits of the print, it will come off. All these little holes in the design are from being put in the wash haphazardly and the print basically getting destroyed. You'll also notice that this print is on a black t-shirt. The colors are a little bit more faded than the original design, because every time you get a t-shirt printed on a dark colored clothing using D2G, it's a little bit difficult to get a really good payoff, and I'll show you more examples later on. That's a little bit of a problem if you don't like that faded look. That's not part of your design, especially because a lot of people like wearing black t-shirts. Most people don't wear light colored t-shirts, and most people especially don't really like white t-shirts. This hoodie that I printed, the white is really faded and it's not all that clear. The image isn't reading all that well, and it's really just not that great. You can also notice any light pastel colors also aren't that great, because these letters on the side and her shirt are actually supposed to be an orange color, but it's really not handling that color all that well. One thing to note is not all print-on-demand providers have different areas to print on. For example, most of them only print on the front and the back of the t-shirt. Some of them can print on the sleeve. The print size on the sleeve is going to vary by print provider, but it's always not going to be as large as, let's say, a screen printer can provide. This is the exact same design with a different color combination that I created. I wanted to point this out because even on a light hoodie like this, you're still not always going to get the colors that you want to get. So for example, all the line work and the lettering at the top, thought leader, is actually supposed to be a navy blue, but it's turning out and looking like purple instead. And you probably wouldn't notice unless you saw the original designs, but if you look at a lot of the other colors, they're more muted and faded than they would be if they were printed on a screen printer. The sleeve print is legible, the image is legible, the colors aren't so off that I hate it. Now that you've seen prints on darker colored hoodies and t-shirts using DTG printing, I'm going to show you the same thing on screen printed t-shirts. This is a sweater that I designed a while back. I've had this design for a good few years now, and even when I hold it up like this, it's immediately more legible than the DTG printed shirt on a dark hoodie. Even after many washes, the colors are still very vibrant. They've faded a little bit, and you can see that through wear and tear, there's cracking happening in the ink. This is something that can happen with a lot of screen printed shirts. Depending on the material that you use, it kind of matters too. So something like a sweater material is going to have more cracking than a t-shirt material. That's something to take into consideration when you're designing your t-shirts and your merch. So I would design t-shirts where you don't really mind if it has cracking. It kind of makes it look a little bit more cool. The colors are very accurate. None of the black is blending and coming through the print of the screen print, and in general, it just is more durable and appealing to look at in terms of print quality. This is a bomber jacket that I designed a while back. It is one of my best-selling designs. This is a newer print of it. I haven't really washed it all that much, maybe 1 or 2 times, and you can see that there's really not much cracking. The colors are super vibrant. The white really comes through, the light colors come through, and it's just really striking when you look at it, even from a distance. I wanted to point out this bomber jacket design because I use glitter ink, gold glitter ink, in order to print some of the gold embellishments on here. That's one benefit that screen print has over DTG printing, because you can use a lot of specialty inks. There's puffy inks, glitter ink, glow in the dark, a lot of different types and a lot of different colors, and they're all, for the most part, going to look really good if you use it properly. So now let's get into the pros and cons of DTG versus screen printing. But now you can tell that screen printing is far superior than DTG printing, but it comes at a pretty hefty price. Screen printing has a really high startup cost. To print one t-shirt, it can be as much as $1,000, because 1, the more colors you use, the more expensive it's going to be. 2, there is a screen printing minimum. Because it costs so much money and time to set up a physical screen and then have someone pull the ink through, there is a minimum to the amount of shirts you have to order when you do screen printing. With DTG, you can order 1, 2, however many you want. And with print-on-demand services, it's print-on-demand. You don't have to pay upfront thousands of dollars before you decide you want to make a t-shirt. That is really good for someone trying to save money and for beginners who don't know if your design is even going to sell. One of my first mistakes when I first started selling t-shirts was not testing the design before I went and screen printed it. So my first designs aren't actually available anywhere anymore, because no one would buy them. I wasted a lot of money screen printing designs that no one really wanted. With DTG and print on demand, you can test hundreds of designs. They can all be flops and one finally make money for you, and that's the one that you eventually go and screen print. But as a beginner salesperson, a beginner at business, and a beginner at t-shirt design, you really should not get any of your designs screen printed as your very first design. There are two more print processes that I want to talk about that I don't really have examples here to show you. One is all over prints. Well, you might be asking, how do people get those really big prints all over the t-shirt? Because there is a screen limit that I talked about, or a print area limit for both screen printing and DTG. But with sublimation, that is not really the case. Sublimation is a different printing process where you basically use chemicals to kind of stamp an entire design onto the entirety of a t-shirt or item of clothing. That way it looks like the entire garment is printed on. The downside to that is you'll probably get wrinkles around the seams and the armpit areas, any folds that might happen naturally on a garment, and it's not going to look perfect. And this process isn't compatible with all garments, only ones that are polyester. And I don't know about you, but I hate polyester garments because, one, they don't breathe. BO tends to build up really fast. Also, they're not good for the environment, and they're kind of itchy for people like me who have sensitive skin. I will break out in rashes if I wear polyester for too long or if I sweat in it, which is most likely what's going to happen. For that reason, I don't really like sublimation, even though it's a pretty cool effect to be able to have your design on the entirety of a t-shirt or an item of clothing, except for things like bathing suits, where it being polyester is no big deal. As far as print quality, from what I've seen at conventions and trade shows, it's alright. I still prefer screen printing at the end of the day. There's another print process called cut and sew, which can be arguably the most expensive one. Cut and sew is basically how most garments are made. It's not really a print process, it's a manufacturing process. It's when they print your design on the actual roll of fabric, and then they cut and sew it together into the t-shirt. That's how you get the all-over prints on something like a cotton t-shirt, without having any of the irregularities on the seams and folds and that kind of thing. But this process is extremely expensive. That is why a lot of streetwear brands cost an arm and a leg for a simple t-shirt. Partly because the actual design of the t-shirt is proprietary and the actual print of it is proprietary. But there are some print-on-demand services that are kind of offering something similar to this, where it's basically sublimation and cut and sew at the same time. If you'd like to learn more about how to use social media to grow your online business, check out my free guide, 8 Steps to Launch Your Online Store. If you would like to help me keep the lights on and the cameras rolling, head over to honeyandabsinthe.com to help support this channel by buying some merch. If you like this video, make sure to like this video, jingle all my bells and buttons. It really helps me out. Check out these other videos next to learn more about how to grow on social media and other entrepreneurship tips. And don't forget to dare to dream.